John Lewis and Waitrose staff have had their bonuses slashed to 6% or around 3 weeks' salary, following a 10% award last year. The partnership said the cut was in preparation for tougher trading conditions ahead and came despite annual pre-tax profits climbing by two-thirds to £488 million. Well, Sir Charlie Mayfield is chairman of the John Lewis partnership. Charlie, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Now, normally, traditionally, you film the partners receiving the bonus announcement. Here's what happened last year. You didn't let the cameras in this year. Pretty obvious why not, I guess.
Well, actually, the reports we've had is there was a cheer. A smaller cheer, fair enough. But what we said to people in January is that bonus was going to be significantly down. So this was not a surprise. Yeah, of course, there will be some people who are disappointed because everyone likes a higher bonus. But I think there's basically realism and understanding about why. And we're really focused on making sure we succeed in the future.
I guess some partners will be baffled as to why headline profits are up yet the bonus has come down. I know it's quite a technical accounting issue behind the rise in headline pre-tax profits, isn't it?
Well, there will be some questions, but I think there's an important point. It's more than just accounting, in fact. The partnership's actually in a strong position. Waitrose and John Lewis have performed well. We've seen sales growth and we've seen profits growth. So we're actually pleased with that. But what we're really saying is we are anticipating that there are big changes afoot in society, in the workplace, in retail, and they're all going to have a big effect, not just on us, but on all companies. And essentially what we're doing is we're saying, look, we're going to retain a bit more profit this year in order to make sure we've got the firepower to ensure the partnership is successful in the long run.
Now, the partnership bonus is one of the key reasons why a lot of people like to work for the partnership. Do you worry that you're becoming any less an attractive employer with a reduction like this?
No, definitely not, because you see, it's only one element of the reward, and it is an important one, and of course, so I don't deny that. But one of the things we've said today is we actually increased the pay rates, the pay for our lowest paid partners by 5% last year. So effectively what we have is the average hourly rate of pay for our lowest paid partners is now £8.65. It's a healthy increase, a gap versus the national living wage. And we're determined to keep it there. And part of the reason we're holding the money back on bonus is to make the investment we need to make in getting the organisation to the right place and putting in place the right innovation so we can create better jobs in the future for better performing partners on better pay.
Where's this investment going to fall then? Because looking at the numbers for last year, I mean, investment in the core John Lewis stores were up. Investment in Waitrose was down, I think, 28%.
Well, the difference is that we've basically cut back on our investment in new shops, but we are increasing our investment in our existing shops. And, of course, that's where it affects most partners. And of course, it's good news for customers. So in simple terms, we're investing in the customer and we're investing in partners and their ability to offer those customers better and better service. So, for example, in Waitrose, we plan to reach just about every Waitrose shop over the next 3 years and spend some money on them to improve those shops. So customers will really benefit and so will partners.
And you talk about societal changes that you've got to prepare the business for. This is mainly the shift to online, presumably?
Well, no, not particularly. I mean, I think in terms of society, there are lots of changes in the way people are living their lives, and we're a customer-facing business, so we need to adapt our business for that. But it's different patterns of behaviour. People are living longer. They're having different needs. Their interests are changing. And as a company that serves customers, we need to be anticipating that, not waiting for them to arrive, but getting ahead of that. But there are also other changes, such as what's happening in retail, and we're absolutely ready for that too.
How worried are you about the weaker pound? I mean, you make reference to it in the statement. It's going to be an uncertain year. Is that largely down to sterling-led inflation?
So look, I said in January that inflation was the dog that hadn't barked. I think what we can now hear is the low rumble of a growl. But it remains uncertain. I mean, there's no question if sterling remains as weak as it is, it will create inflationary pressure. The big question is, where does it land? What we're doing is working really hard to make sure that our prices are kept, frankly, the same and they don't go up at all. And both in John Lewis and Waitrose, John Lewis is never knowingly undersold, which means we're the last ones to put prices up.
Well, of course, yeah. But how difficult is that in an online environment where you're up against people with considerably lower overheads in some cases?
Well, so I mean, it is. Of course, it's challenging. The UK is one of the most competitive retail markets in the world, and as a result, actually, customers benefit from that because it means that companies like us have to be really on our game in terms of innovation. We have to keep costs tight and work hard to capture every sale.
And so it's not just all about the weaker pound, then, essentially.
No, I mean, this is a really competitive market. So, we compete with just about everybody, and we sort of enjoy that in the sense that it's all about being on top of your game. But again, the reason we've said what we have today: profits up, bonus down, retaining some more money to make sure we're successful in the future.